Hi guys, good evening. Welcome back once again to the EdWord. I'm your host Eddie, and in tonight's video, I'll be discussing a topic about something that's been on my mind lately, and just with Marvel's big announcement at New York Comic Con, stating all of the Phase 3 and 4 films. They didn't really change a whole lot. They did surprise us with a couple things, like the announcement that the Ant-Man sequel will be called Ant-Man and the Wasp, which is pretty much an unofficial confirmation that Evangeline Lilly, who played Hope Van Dyne / the Wasp in the film Ant-Man with Paul Rudd that we saw earlier this year, will be indeed playing the Wasp. She will be donning her mother's suit, the outfit, and she'll become that new superhero. And you can bet your sweet butts that she'll probably appear in Infinity Wars, but that's a long ways off from now. But so that's what we learned. But the topic of this video tonight, I'm going to be discussing the possibilities and my personal theories on when will the Red Skull return to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now, for those of you who are Marvel comic book fans, and you probably are very familiar and know the Marvel comic book history, and you know the history of the character of Red Skull, you guys probably know what happens to him better than I do. Me being completely oblivious to comic book history in general, whether it's Marvel or DC, I am familiar with both of them, but I am in no way an expert. I'm not a comic book reader, as I have stated in my earlier videos, but I do have some theories to share as to when I think the Red Skull could return. So, for Captain America Civil War, what we know about it, basically, heroes will fall on the side of Iron Man or Captain America. Iron Man will be on the side of superheroes and super beings registering with the government, so the government knows who they are and what their powers are, and so they can keep tabs on them. Captain America will fall on the side with other superheroes saying, no, we don't report to anybody. We're private citizens with our own lives, our own secret identities, and none of us should feel like we have to have a boss. We protect the world because we want to, or because we have to, but that doesn't mean we would work for the government. And that's where these two ideologies come clashing together. So, but the other threat, obviously we're going to have this conflict between Iron Man, Captain America, and the heroes who chose either side. But a big conflict will also be the presence of the Marvel villain Baron Zemo, being played by Daniel Bruhl. Baron Zemo is basically, to my knowledge, oh god, I hope I remember this, he is a Hydra sympathizer, a follower, and a scientist, I believe. And he's basically trying to keep Hydra's beliefs and organization alive and to try to keep it on going. So I think we can expect to see him tugging the string, playing and pitting Captain America and Iron Man against each other. Or maybe he'll have nothing to do with it, but he will have a presence in the movie, a big presence, since he is he is our only confirmed villain at the moment. He will be appearing in it. But it does make me wonder, what if Baron Zemo is somehow trying to locate and bring back the Red Skull? Now, I should warn you guys, I should have done this earlier in my video. I should be warning you, I'll be making references to previous Marvel films from the past couple of years. So if I ruin anything for you or spoil anything, I'm very, very sorry. And now you have been warned, even though this was a delayed warning. So, but that being said, at the end of Captain America, the First Avenger, during the final fight scene between Captain America and Red Skull is trying to hold the Tesseract, but its power is just too uncontainable, and it starts to absorb him into the Tesseract, into the cube. And basically, the Red Skull, for a lack of a better words, disintegrates into the Tesseract, into this cube. So he's basically sucked into the energy, the power of the Tesseract. And so really, he kind of goes into oblivion, if you think about it. Like, his entire body just simply, not necessarily a death scene, but we do see him evaporate. We see him disappear. I'm not going to use the words die or evaporate, but we see him disappear. Now, way back when, way before the first Avengers came out, and they were already talking about a sequel. And right after it came out, it was definitely greenlit for another movie. I thought, oh well, I know, and feeling like I knew what was going to happen, I felt kind of cocky about it. I'm like, oh, I know who's going to be our next bad guy. It's going to be the Red Skull. I mean, they already did Loki as the villain for the Avengers, and that's one of Thor's bad guys. So why not use another bad guy for one of the other heroes? And they already have Red Skull. They already established him, so let's just have him in the second movie. And then that wasn't the case. And then for a while there, we were all led to believe that Thanos would be appearing as the villain for the second movie. Still not the case. And then a few years later, Ultron. Who's this Ultron guy? And then, of course, we get his history, and we're like, oh, that's cool. Okay, that'll be fun. And it turned out to be fun. The movie was a big hit. A lot of people really liked it. I loved it. I loved Age of Ultron. It was a lot of fun. A very, very satisfying Marvel movie. But no Red Skull. No mention of Red Skull. We get a mention of him in Captain America, the Winter Soldier, but just a brief mention and nothing more. So I wonder if the big surprise or twist in Civil War will be Baron Zemo trying to bring back the Red Skull. Perhaps Baron Zemo, he doesn't have the Tesseract, but if he does have Hydra's old research on the Tesseract and he has the resources available to him, given to him, or something that he took or stole from somebody else, he may be trying to bring back the Red Skull somehow using that old science that the Red Skull believed to be both science and magic, because he was fanatical like that. But, what if he's trying to bring back the Red Skull, and the Red Skull turns out to be our big baddie in Civil War? What if he's the reason that when the heroes finally stop pounding on each other, and Captain America and Iron Man are both strangling each other at each other's throat, they both turn and go, huh? Oh, that guy. Okay, let's call it even and take care of this. All right, good idea, Tony. Let's do that. Who knows? Like I said, this is just my personal theory. I have no way of confirming any of this, and I have not heard any of this from anywhere. And like I said, those of you who have read the comics and know the Marvel comic book universe history, you guys probably know what becomes of Red Skull. I personally and many others do not. So if you do leave your feedback or your thoughts and opinions on this particular topic in the comments section, to avoid potential or possible spoilers for future Marvel films, please try to refrain from referring to the comic book universe. You can refer to it, just try to avoid any potential spoilery details, if that's not asking too much. Thank you. But, if he doesn't appear in Civil War, another theory I had was, okay, well, what if he appears in Infinity Wars, parts 1 and 2, or maybe just part 1, because Infinity Wars, obviously Thanos is inevitably going to get all of the Infinity Stones into that glove, and once he has all of that, he will become the most powerful being in the whole Marvel universe, and it will take a considerable amount of superheroes to bring him down. Now, I'm not going to say it's going to take every single superhero, because obviously Fantastic Four and X-Men are still owned by Fox and probably forever will be. Spider-Man is back at Marvel, and the rest of the Marvel characters are also at their disposal. However, the possibility remains that quite a few of them, if not 1, 2, or 3 big Marvel superhero names, will be killed in the upcoming Civil War, and one of them, spoiler, might be Captain America. Now, that seems unlikely since Chris Evans is contracted for 3 Avenger films. The first one, Age of Ultron, and then a third Avenger movie, which is technically split into 2 movies, so it's 4 movies. However, if they do kill him in Civil War, which they may or may not, he could still technically appear in Infinity Wars as a hallucination or a dream or a flashback or some kind of dream sequence for another character. Who knows? But depending on who survives Civil War and all of the other Marvel movies in between during this period between now, late 2015, and all the way up till May of 2018, when the Infinity Wars Part 1 will come out, who knows who's actually going to be physically going up against Thanos, who will be left in the Marvel Universe to take him on. And perhaps when Thanos gets his hand on all of those Infinity Stones, and with the combined power, what if he unintentionally brings back the Red Skull for a brief period? And what if the Red Skull, thinking he's been awakened by his followers, and he starts barking orders? What if there's a funny scene where Thanos just snaps his neck or just punches him out of the frame and sends him into oblivion, killing him this time? What if Thanos, just kills him and does away with him? Or what if he makes him his pawn or servant, or perhaps a commander in the Chitauri army? What if he sees potential in Red Skull as an ally and says, hey, you know what? I like your style, and I could use somebody like you when I invade Earth with my full-scale invasion army of the Chitauri. I want you to be one of my commanders. Oh, okay. Thanks, Thanos. And in return, I'll help you rule the universe? Yeah, sure. Let's say that. Like I said, guys, this is completely my theory. I have no backing on any of this at all. These are just my beliefs and theories as to if the Red Skull does return, where and when. Like I said, those of you who've read the comics, you guys most definitely do know what happens to him, what becomes of him. I personally do not being a comic book reader or fan. But, I think these are interesting possibilities we have to consider. And, I think it's something to sit on. And another thing I wanted to address in this video, the rumors have begun circulating around that even though it's like almost more than 3 years away, Infinity Wars, I mean, production isn't even supposed to begin until like next fall, I believe, or if not then, like early 2017. No, probably, yeah, late fall, late 2016. They're already reports are suggesting that the budget for this movie, or movies, since it is a two-parter, they're splitting it in half, they're speculating that this movie's budget is going to be $1 billion. That's disgusting to have that much money. Well, you guys know what I mean. It's not disgusting, but you know what I mean. That's a hell of a lot of money. Could they do it? Would they do it? Sure, they could do it. Now, will they do it? Maybe not 1 billion, but something pretty damn close to 1 billion. I personally believe that if they could do it, they would, and they should, because if you think about it, Infinity Wars Parts 1 and 2, both of which are going to make a tremendous amount of money for Marvel, for Disney, everybody involved. Why wouldn't they pour so much money into such a highly anticipated, exciting, upcoming film project? I mean, we're talking about practically, not every single one of them, but a majority of every Marvel superhero that has been introduced to us over the past 7 years, ever since Iron Man, up till now, every single character we have met and is still alive up until the first Infinity War film presumably will be going up against Thanos. After Guardians came out, there were rumors, and the rumors continue to this day, where the Guardians will actually make their way to Earth and help the Avengers, join the Avengers and other Marvel heroes in fighting Thanos. It's a possibility, but even if the Guardians aren't there, there will be plenty of other superheroes there to help the Avengers fight Thanos. So I think, if Disney and Marvel really wants to get their money's worth, which they most certainly will, they could put $1 billion into the budget. I say it's doable. Why not? You have to pay all of those actors really high-priced salaries. You got to pay your writers, your directors, the cast and crew, special effects. All the whole spiel. But I say absolutely. Why not? If you're gonna have a movie that's going to make you billions more, why not just put $1 billion in? You're gonna get all your money back, and most likely twice or 5 times the amount of whatever you invest in it, because this movie will probably be the highest grossing superhero film ever, topping both Avenger movies and whatever superhero movie is coming out in the next 3 years. That's including any Marvel film and DC film. Infinity Wars is going to be huge. At least that's what I think. But what do you guys think? What are your thoughts about the Red Skull returning to the MCU, if he returns at all, and if he does, where and when and how? Please leave your thoughts and opinions and your comments down below. Like I said, let's be respectful and civil of one another's beliefs and opinions, of course, and try to avoid any potential spoilerish details from the comic book world. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like this video, and stay subscribed and stay tuned for more upcoming content and videos here on the EdWord, as I will be definitely following Season 6 of The Walking Dead, which premiered on Sunday night. I hope you guys saw it and loved it as much as I did. Thanks again for tuning in tonight here on the EdWord, and I'm looking forward to hearing from everybody. Thanks again, everyone, and have a great rest of the night, and of course, until next time, may the Force be with you.